Good morning. Good morning. I'm Mark Miller from Right Line Trading, getting the AI Auto Trader here rocking and rolling. Hopefully, we're up and rolling now. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. It's Monday. We got the AI Auto Trader here, got the money maker on the move. ES money makers on the move. Took a short trade here. ES money maker up $1,000 here on my computer. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard, everybody. Looking at the ES and the NQ on the futures market. A little bit of a meltdown going on right now. Price is returning where it was over the weekend. We caught a big move up just last night, basically. It looks to be rolling over now. Oh. All right, anybody out there? Let's go. Let's go. Where's it at? Where's it at? Da-na-na-na-na-na. All right, we're live and kicking. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to. All right, we got the ES on the move, going down south. All right, Mark, good morning. We're rolling this morning, Mark. We got a couple of trades here. Got the ES Moneymaker going south. Looks like I had my one-day pass go off on me here. Black Gold's wandering around the leaderboard. ES Star's making a move. Moneymaker locked in a little bit of profit there. It could go all the way back to, I think, $300 here. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We're here in the chair looking for the AI Auto Trader to make a move. Got a couple of strategies, making a little bit of money. I didn't get mine turned on until, let's see. I think I turned mine on around 8 o'clock the way it looks here. My first trade, I believe, right around 8 o'clock this morning. I've created a couple of cool, in my mind, cool features for us over the weekend. Drop those in here. Made this this interactive dashboard that we can use. This has a interactive trade log. I'm connected to the database in the background, and when the trades close, they'll go ahead and get logged right into here. So 9:42 was the last trade to close. With the power play, took a short trade. It made a winner right there. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, exit on line change. Just had the best spot go through. So far right now, the portfolio, again, I turned it on at 8 o'clock. The cumulative portfolio, again, let's see, the last 20 trades. So you can pick how many trades you want, or you can pick today's session. Today's session, we're down, it looks like, by a good bit. So this is today's session. Yeah, today's session, we're down 5,700. But we've had a hot streak in the last 20 trades. So if we go to 20, 20 were up $1,000 over the last 20 trades. So it's something interesting to keep track of. I used to think that the portfolio could be an indicator. If the portfolio is green, that means that things are good and that you probably got a real good chance of potentially making money. If the portfolio over the last 20 trades or whatever numbers here, right, all this stuff is accessible to you. And I'm just learning, just creating it myself, so I don't know, what's super valuable or not. But to me, this is a valuable resource of over the last 50 trades, we're up on the portfolio. Again, every robot trade in here, it's up $2,100. Now we can go into each individual strategy and we go look at the moneymaker. We know the moneymaker, the moneymaker over the last 50 trades is up almost 7 grand. But over the last 5 trades that the moneymaker made, so I can go see those all right here. My data again, again, I had to go back. Unfortunately, I'm missing last week. I took a hit. I had to go back and do a backup of my database. So mine's clean from the 23rd back, but I lost last week. But anyway, we had one trade closed today here on the ES Moneymaker. It made a $369 winner. So if we go back here in the background, the moneymaker, if we go look at the strategies, the moneymaker's up 369. So we can go see that in our dashboard. So 369 right here of realized profit. If we go look at the dashboard, we can see that trade right here, $369.24. That's from today. So everything's clicking in, going back and getting all these trades properly, which is awesome. Woo, what a dashboard. So these are, to be created, but I've got a best bot now. So this screen right here will tell us what facade strategy is running the best bot. This one right here will be all the strategy settings. And then here I've got this fully flushed out optimizer already, so we can pick whatever strategy we want. We can run an optimization of the last, we can pick the number of trades, 100 up to 100 trades. We can pick this and run this optimizer, and it will tell us what the best stop and target would be for that strategy, and then how much money it would help improve. So some really cool tools that we're starting to develop here with this Claude system. Uh-oh, how come you don't see the screen there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, let's see what's going on here. There it is. How much money it would help. All right, good. Looks like it's working. So far, so good. Let's go. All right, the old moneymaker's drifting down here. We got a $2,200.50 profit target that it's trying to reach here. That's a big one. That's what makes this strategy successful. It catches some big nuggets eventually. It's up 369. It's looking at a $1,400 trade right now. $1,400 mover going south. Again, I turned mine on around 8 o'clock. It took a first long trade around 8:23 here. And then it caught this short trade. It caught this short trade coming back at about 9:35. I've got my crosses on my chart right there that signify where it should be taking the entry. And we can see that's where it took that long entry, and this is where it took the short entry coming back. So this new dashboard is a cool way to take a look at the data and start to glean any nuggets from it that we can. So my 1-day pass clicked off earlier. We can go see what trade that took. It took a long trade. I was kind of watching it here. So the 1-day pass took a signal B long entry, and it got those 10 contracts up there for the full winner. Took that entry rate at about 921 or so for that full winner on the 1-day pass. That strategy's been hot. That's what Rick used to pull in some big cash. Rick, if you're here today, thanks for sharing your story with us. Rick has a great story that I shared inside the AI Auto Trader in the Hall of Fame. Rick made it to the Hall of Fame in his first month. In his first month of trading with us, Rick pulled a rabbit out of his hat. He pulled in some big bucks here. He was trading the ES 1-day pass. He changed it instead of 10 contracts. He changed it to 2, and he was trading. I think he said the ES scalper, and then he was manually moving the stops and targets. He said he was maybe like a 90% auto trader, 10% or so. Him interacting with it to make this money. But he shares a nice story. But I love to see the journal here. He was up pretty good 2 days in a row, and then he had a setback, and he had to collect himself over the weekend. Thank goodness it was a weekend, I would guess. Anyway, it was he traded on Sunday. No, it wasn't. So he traded on Sunday night. Which can be a fun night sometimes. Sunday night can really have fireworks because it's the market's closed for probably, I don't know if it's full 48 hours. Yeah, I think it is a full 48 hours. So a lot can happen in that 48 hours, which usually there's fireworks at first. But anyway, he took 4 trades. So he's not trading a lot. That's the difference between me and Rick, for example. If you'd look at my journal, I might have on a normal day that I'm trading a lot of Apex accounts or something. I'll have well over 100 trades. So that's a big difference, and that's something to note. And that I think he mentioned that these 3 days were pretty good AI Auto Trader days. He interacted a little bit, but it kind of carried these days to help get that big nugget. So he pulled in 4,100, and again across 5 accounts. So really proud of Rick, and again shared his story here. If you want to go back and read the ins and outs of how it all happened. Hey Mike, good morning. Good to see you. Welcome back. We got the moneymaker on the move. Let's see if it's still in the trade here. It's starting to come back on it. Starting to come back some. $1,200 trade. Ooh, that was a nice move going south. It's now 1,300. The ES moneymaker. It's been the hottest over the last few weeks. If we go look at the data, this bad boy's been HOT. In fact, let's go look at the data. So I've developed this dashboard with Claude. Claude Desktop. No, Claude, yeah, Desktop Co-work. Me and Co-work have been working together all weekend long trying to create us some value here. But if we go look at the moneymaker over the last 5 trades on my machine only, right? It's all my machine. Your machines will all be different. Hopefully directionally in a similar direction, but can't promise anything. I've got 3 machines and I get 3 different results. So that's just the way trading goes. Over the last 10 trades, it's up, looks like about 1,400. Over the last 20 trades on my machine, it's up 3,300. Over the last 50 trades, actually I only have 30 trades in the books right now in the database. Over the last 30 trades, it's up $6,900. So this is definitely our go-to strategy for the most consistent. Tina kind of called me over the weekend and was asking, what's the most consistent? She asked me probably 20 different ways the same question. I don't blame her. I want to know too. But the moneymaker has been the most consistent with the data when I go look at it. Here we got a nice short trade. Boy, I'll tell you, it's in a beauty right now. It's almost up $2,000 on my machine. Hey, Carol, good morning. All right, Rory Powers back in the saddle. Can't wait. Welcome back, Rory. He had a great trip. Hopefully give you guys the ins and outs of it tomorrow, if everything goes well on his machine. All right, we got a couple of strategies really moving. I mentioned that I think there's an indicator inside this portfolio. What I mean by that is if we take all the winners and all the losers and kind of add them all up, are we up or are we down on the portfolio? And to me, that's like an indicator. If my portfolio is positive, then that must mean that my strategies are predominantly doing well. And if it's negative, then they're, getting their ass kicked. So let's go see what the portfolio is doing. And I believe, and we're probably going to make this an indicator. It makes sense to me. So created this here and just created it and says today's session, all strategies. So again, I started around 8. We're down in the full portfolio. Oh no, that's over the last. Okay, so there's been 213 trades so far. But if I say, you know what, I just want to go a snapshot of the last 50 trades. So the last 50. So yeah, we got 50 in here now. Over the last 50, we're up 1,500, almost 1,600 here. So to me, that makes a lot of sense to go look at like the last 50 trades and is my portfolio up or down? Directionally, that kind of gives us an idea of the markets that we're working in and how the strategies are doing. More of an aggregate form, almost like a higher level time frame indicator. So that then you can drill down into each strategy. But let's go see this one. So this profit seeker has been doing well too. This is over the last 50 trades. It's up 3,500. So we definitely have better consistent ES strategies than the NQ. The NQ are much funner to trade, but again, if it's your sole goal is to find the best buy, it's probably over in this area over here. All right, Rue, welcome back, Rue. Good to see you. How's your trading going, Rue? We got a nice move going south on the ES here, Rue, unfortunately. And the NQ, like usual, they're in sync here. This haymaker's just eating it up here. This haymaker I have built with signal B, as you can see here. This is the trend signal. Signal B is our trend signal, and it's going to work here on the NQ market. It's up almost $1,000 here on my machine. It's the old fan favorite here, Robert. I know you might be out there, Robert. Good morning. Robert's ES star here is moving up my leaderboard. It must be in a nice little short trade here too. It's up 525 here. ES scalper, so our ES strategies are moving up the leaderboard. Okay, yeah, we got a good bit of green already this morning. The NQ retirement plan, Mack truck. The NQ one-day pass. You know what? I messed with one of these one-day passes because we need to adjust the amount of contracts. So one of these I've adjusted, I believe, probably this one. You can call the office, Mike, but I don't take phone calls. Give Rory a call. He loves he'll share any information with me. We got the strategies on the move. I had the phone all last week, though. You had a good shot, Mike, to get a hold of me. All right. Hopefully we find a floor down here. Got to save these retirement plans here. Getting our ace kicked on us. I'm down about... Again, you can always do that when you trade, right? Oh, I was my high water mark. I'm down, you're always going to be down from your high water mark. I got to remember that too. But anyway, over the last few weeks, been getting my ass kicked on the 401k like everybody else. Might be a time to hit the floor here. You can send an email, Mike, to mark@rightlinetrading.com if you want it. Mike, we have a scammer out there that's, you know, try to stay low anyway. It's not my personality. All right, come on, baby. Find a floor for us. Oh yeah, Rue, you running the ES scalper over on the CL, huh? Looks like we're getting a nice movement on the CL. I see the black gold here is hanging around my leaderboard. It's in a nice trade right now. It's pushing it up into the profit zone here. All right, this is a good indication over here on the right that we might be starting to head back north here some. Starting to get the price to work its way out here. If you're a manual trader, might be a nice time to think about taking off the moneymaker. Because it will come all the way back and hit that stop there. But I always let them run here. Don't mess with them. Because when I give you the results later, you know they're untouched for the most part. They're untouched. For the most part. Sometimes I use them strategies to trade my prop accounts, but rarely. Rarely. I always try to make another one or use my trade copier, but sometimes. And sometimes trades get loose, as anybody knows who has trades on Ninja Trader. Sometimes you have one that's like a what do we call it? A hanging, like a hanging contract. Oh no. What does Sergio call it? A hanging. I guess he calls it a hanging contract, where it doesn't have a stop or target and it just closes eventually. Usually at X and close or session close. That's rare too. But you'll see it when you go look at the data here in the tools. I'm sorry, new trade performance. Got the haymaker going north. Starting to get a little bit of upward momentum here. So what I was talking about real quick, if you do have the trade performance and a couple of quick ways that I see, I call it scrubbing the data, right? To take a look at the data to make sure that it's legit and that you're not being tricked by a trade that went sideways on it or whatever. I always look at like largest loser. So 755 is the largest loser that happened, and then the largest winner. And this is a little bit harder to tell now that we have the leapfrog where it's actually moving the target. But My largest winner was 24.69. That is reasonable because the target is 22.50, but we have leapfrog in there, so it will also move the target out. So I do believe this trade, but what I can do now here is go into trades, and I usually do this right here. I click there and then double click again, and then I just take a look at this one trade that looks like it's a little bit bigger profit, and just try to see if there's anything that looks odd there. I don't think it does. I think that looks legit. It hit the long first target, so that's my indication that it actually hit the target. I really think there was slippage. That's a lot of slippage, but I really believe that. So anyways, I always look at this to make sure that the data, seems realistic before I, because I know I trade some of these sometimes too. Okay, the market did flip on us again. The haymaker took a loser and went south now for a signal B, trend moving south. Looks like we got a lot of indecision now. Okay, thanks, Mike. Yeah, naked order. That's right. That's right. Yeah, they do happen. And if you go look at the data enough, you'll see them eventually with either, wild profit or a wild loss, usually. That's usually the indication that I see, which will trick you into believing that you've got an amazing strategy or one that's really getting crushed. It's like it tends to go both ways. You never know. The moneymaker is going to wait it out. It's got a nice room to move here. So it's long as it just gravitates towards the south, this is a beautiful strategy. Boy, what a nice move up since 9 o'clock last night, huh? Wow, I haven't even looked at the chart yet. This first time this morning. Woo-wee! Look at that beauty. Man, that's a lot on the ES right there. 6360, 6460. Wow, over 100 points on the ES. 120 points. Ooh-wee, nice one. Man. Someone's a believer. Someone out there's a believer. That's what I'm talking about. We all got our fingers crossed that the war is almost over. Rue, do you have the scalper going on the CL? If you do, how much money is it making? The CL has been hot. I noticed when I was doing this dashboard that that the CL had some pretty good profits over the last few trades. I can't remember. Let me take a close look. Yeah, look at this. Over the last 50 trades that so this is really new. I got to make sure that this is actually working. But it does. It's updating. So today, let's see. Today is the 30th. So it only had one trade close. Let's see. Huh. I had one trade close so far here today. But anyways, so it's up 660 over the last 10 trades. Man, the last 20 trades, this thing's doing really, really well. Look at all these 1194s. Wow. So this is a nice, easy way to see what the profit target and stop loss are. Right now it's $1,200 profit target and a $600 stop loss on this strategy for the CL Black Gold. And again, over the last 20 trades, 20 trades here, it's up $4,300. So it's been a sleeper. I haven't even paid any attention to it at all. And when I was doing the data analysis here with this building this tool, I kind of picked it and I was like, because it was always first on the list, and kept seeing green, and I was really surprised because I hadn't even paid any attention to it. So now this is 50 trades, and what you'll see here is that I've changed the stop and target. So I believe, oh no, had accident line change. I'm just looking here. It looks like they're all legit. Okay. Yeah, so it's up 42.90. And there's the equity curve. Okay, it started out in the hole a little bit. That's what it is, and then it fought its way back, and now it's on a nice, nice upward trend here. And then, like I mentioned, I'll be working on this and trying to get us the best bot, the facade, and so we can see what the best bot's doing, what it's, what trade, what strategy it's using to take its trades. And then here I've got the strategy settings, so we'll be able to see the stops and targets and you know, the full skeleton, but really just I'll say the most important indicators here. And then this other tab here will have a fully flushed out optimizer. Um, I have it built in another dashboard, so it's not actually functional in that one yet, but it will be hopefully the way old Claude works here. Hopefully by the end of the day, have that thing up and rolling a little bit more. And then so the first version, it had me create a batch file, and I had to like double click a batch, and then I had to go get Python and this other stuff, and it was like, man, this is way too complicated. People ain't gonna be able to do this. So now it's got it down to a .exe file that you double click on, and it launches the dashboard that connects to the database, and then it allows you to, you know, use those features that I was showing here. So we'll get that out real soon. Not yet. I want to make sure it's flushed out a little bit more, but once those 4 tabs, and I'm actually hooking a 5th tab up, prop trading account tab, so that we'll be able to use that prop account tab to optimize our prop accounts. So I'm going to create a little skeleton of what I know is the key indications for a prop account. What I mean by that is your trailing drawdown or end of day drawdown, the amount, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we'll be able to pick the account that you're using, and it will then go look over at the strategies and try to match that account to a strategy by looking at the amount of risk per trade, and, you know, I'll say a few other things. I'm going to let the damn thing do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to try to give it some direction of what I know so far from prop trading about. I looked the other day. I've had over 3,000 evaluations, and that's just from Apex. So I've traded a few, and I've had over 500 funded accounts with them. So anyways, I have a little bit of a history on what works, what doesn't work, and I want to try to get another tab built into that's valuable, that allows us, that we can, you know, work with it, that it can assist us on how potentially the best way to navigate it might be. And that's what the little robot does best. It's going to tell you something, guarantee it. Okay, the moneymaker exited at a line change there. So it's up 1388 on my machine here. Haymaker's down now, 395. Got my Mack truck up 345. Steven's up. Let's go check out the Mack truck. Mack truck's a signal C entry. And it looks like it's been taking short entries here. 3 trades, maybe 4. 4 trades. Let's go try to use that little dashboard and see if that little dude can help us see for today. No. So I think I need to work on a little bit more because I don't think it works for today's strategies if I pick just one. So the Mack truck. Oh, I know. I got a time thing. Truck. Oh, cool. Yeah, it does. It has that feature. That's pretty awesome. You know, this little dude is amazing as far as what it can program for you quickly. But anyways, I picked the Mack truck and then I picked today's session and it popped in all the trades from today's session and then what, you know, the P&L of each trade was, what the reason that it stopped, what entry signal it was, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it took 4 short trades and 2 long trades so far, and it's overall it's up 345 here. 6 trades. And this is it's fully live and connected. It's got a heartbeat that's going out every 5 seconds, and will update as soon as a new trade pops in. Let's take a look at the other one, Steven. No, let's look at the moneymaker. Let's go look at the moneymaker, our main strategy that makes us the most money. Today's session. So today's session, the moneymaker had 2 trades for me. Oh, this is pretty awesome. Eventually, we'll be able to share this really easy. My moneymaker took a trade at 934. Took a long trade, signal C long, entered at this price, this exit price. The first trade it made 369.24. It had the first stop loss, so that's the stop that moves up to see what does it move to? Oh man, I think 30 ticks, almost sure. Yeah, 30. Moves up to 30 ticks and it stopped out. And then it took a short trade going south, and it took a $1,000 winner on a shorted exit line change. So that's today's trades from the moneymaker. Let's go look at Steven. That was another one that was doing good. So Steven from today has taken 9 trades. It's up 433 right now. 55% win rate for this one today. I'm sure the let's go see the the moneymaker. I'm sure it said 100. Yeah, 100% win rate. Look at this profit factor. Yeah, baby. Like you making some money right here. Let's go. But boy, we can go look at the last 50 trades and probably see a beauty here. Let's see. Damn, this thing over the last 31 trades now is up almost $8,000. Woo! Round of applause for the moneymaker. Way to go, moneymaker. It's at a profit factor of 2.0, 67% win rate. This is important. You know, this is where the smart prop account tab that I build in here is going to be really important. It's going to go look at this number and use this number to do almost everything. This number means everything, really, when it comes to trading an account, live account, prop account, any account. Your max drawdown is something that's very important. So, for example, the $50,000 account, and I got to actually go look at the new rules, but Apex used to be $2,500 drawdown. So if you picked an end of day, you'd just be out of the range. So you'd need to go up to a 100K account, or at least an account that has a drawdown of $3,000 to be safe. And so that's what this tells me is I could have, and you can always look backwards and pretend life's beautiful, but it's not. But with the data, and the data doesn't lie, that's the cool thing about data. If this data isn't lying, and I haven't totally flushed it out, but I can look here at P&L and make sure that I don't have anything that's too wild. Well, I already did. Remember, it was 2469 was my biggest one, which 2250 is the target. So that's not too far fetched. It's a little high, but what it tells me here is this max drawdown is a really, really critical number. So that tells me that I can't go, if I had a $3,000 drawdown account, it would have been safe every trade. Every trade, it would have been safe, is what it tells me. And you can look at the drawdown, and where it's had its biggest drawdown appears from this trade right here, probably down to here. That's my guess. This is probably $2,900 or 27 or whatever that 2878. This is probably the drawdown right here is my guess. Probably not there. That one's probably about a $2,000 drawdown, maybe $1,000. It's a little hard to tell here. Maybe 2,000. But anyway, the biggest drawdown was probably from that trade to that trade. But this number is super critical for an account. So if you're trading a prop account and you're looking at a strategy, you want to kind of take a look. And this dashboard is a beautiful representation, easy to see whether you could reverse engineer success or not. That doesn't mean the next trades that you take are 3 losers in a row, and then all of a sudden this gets, the drawdown gets to 4,000 in the hole. That's freaking trading. I wish I could promise you different. I can't. But anyways, this one would have been up $7,900 over the last 31 trades here. Without looking at the data, I'm almost sure this is probably our strongest strategy right now. I mean, the other data, I'm looking at this data, but you're searching every single one right now. Probably confident that one's the numero uno. I remember seeing it, again, Rory was out for a few days, so I was doing all the analysis, and it came up the last 2 weeks in a row as number 1 or 2 on the weekly performance. And this ES 1-day pass, and I mean, I don't have no room to give you any BS, but this sucker, let's go look. This thing right here, and I guess probably the best place for me to look is this one, because we keep, not this one, software. This one nobody can post in except us. So anyway, we just post the results or any software updates. We post the results every week, though, to make sure that we get back with our community how our bots are doing so they can compare them. None of your bots will do the same as our bots, but as long as directionally we're in the same ballpark, that's what we hope for. But anyway, like I said, I did the results over the last couple weeks, and I remember the moneymaker again this week. That was a couple weeks ago. It was number 1 at 37, and then this week, no, I didn't make it. I didn't make it. Well, you know what? I lost my data on this PC, but it's been on the leaderboard quite a bit, and we can see with the data of the machine that I've got here that it's been doing well. Oh wow! So yeah, now there's a soft breach. I think of another term, daily loss limit, probably. And wow. Yeah, okay, that's something I have to, I'll say, program into the software to try to have us, help us with the daily loss limit, because that's just like a drawdown. Mac Truck just got another little nugget there. Saw a little leapfrog on it. Hey, Suzanne, good morning. Welcome back. I saw that you made a nice trip down south and you made it back up north. I'm glad to hear that. I've been nervous to go to the airport lately. We've been seeing it on TV, and that's bad enough. I do live over there by the Miami airport, and man, they are busy. I'll tell you. What was the line like when you were trying to traverse through the airports? How many I guess hours? Okay. I always forget about that. It seems like we're in the same country, but we're not. So you have totally different setup. Oh boy, how about that? Isn't that funny? Your system's still working, huh? I love it. No issues. That's what I'm talking about. We got issues. All kinds of them. All kinds of them, huh, Suzanne? I bet you like to notice the difference. I bet it's easy. I was almost a Canadian. I grew up in Michigan, so I was right next door. I used to go to Windsor a lot, not a lot. When I was 18, 17, yeah, those 2 years. It's like spring break, man, in Windsor, Canada. Woo-wee, let's go. That was nice. Fun times. All right, market's starting to move down again. We're now hitting that lower level, getting down to the lower level of the day here. The bot slowed down. Market's in a bit of a chop here. Yeah, Mark, good. That's a great question. It's kind of one of our, I'll say, best features in the strategy settings. So Mark's asking a quick question on. Mark's new to us. Mark got the software loaded. I think Sergio loaded it last week, midweek, maybe end of the week, and he had a question. He says, "How do I set my daily profit target and loss limit?" So, Mark, to do that, what you would do is you go over here to the strategies tab, and we call this the control center. And you know Ninja because you've had it. You just had some hangups, but we go into the strategies tab, and sort of the rule of thumb here is you have to disable it first before you. I'll just get one that isn't even trading. Looks like the only one that hasn't traded yet is the RJ Star. This one doesn't take many trades, but it does well. I'll tell you, this is one of our better strategies, but it doesn't take many trades. We can go look at the data in a minute. Anyway, Mark, you would disable it, so uncheck the enable, and then right mouse click, and that's always a challenge. But as long as you know Ninja, you know that. So I right mouse clicked on anywhere on that, I'll say that line. So if I right mouse click there, it grabs that one. But anyway, right mouse click there on this RJ Star. Go up here to edit. And then take a look along the left-hand banner over here in the the um, the bold text here, the risk management. This is where you have the option to set your profit limit and your session loss limit. And then this little feature here is interesting as well. So you can do it either per strategy, which this is the strategy. So you can say, okay, I want this strategy to run till it either hits $5,000 or loses 5,000. And then you got this click, so it's going to stop at the 5,000. I'll say exactly, that's not true. It hits 5,000, and then as soon as it can close the trade, it will. So it'll close at about like 5,005 bucks, 5,010, something like that. And then again, the session loss limit. So it will stop at 5,000 or just a tad over. Again, it has to see 5,000 in the database first, and then it will close the trade. We have a cool feature here, Mark, that you can trail the session loss limit. So it's kind of like a trailing trade as well. So as long as you go in the positive at some point, from 0 to a plus number, if you go up plus 100, then your session loss limit goes from negative 5,000 to 4,900. So it'll only come back 4,900. So that's what that little checkbox does. So those little ones there are beneficial. I didn't really mention this one. This one says per account. So if I set this per account, Mark, and I have my live account, I can set it to, I'll say either, make or lose these numbers for the whole account. So I can put several strategies set to per account. And as long as these are all the same, what I mean by that is each strategy that you have set up and you have it set per account, these numbers have to be the same. So you can't have one be like, my per account, I want to, make 5,000. The other one, I want to make 3. It won't work like that. But as long as you have all 3 of them, if you have 3 strategies running per account and you have all these set the same, it will shut all 3 strategies down if it makes either one or the other, one of those or the other. And I've used that one actually quite a bit per account for prop accounts. I'll put, 2 or 3 strategies running on the micros and maybe only one micro, and let them run and, kind of use it as I say like a portfolio of strategies. So it's kind of like a way to hedge. I will throw out the caveat that some prop firms will call that hedging and kill your accounts and, do all kinds of stuff. So look closely at the rules before you use this. It's really meant, not meant, but the real benefit is in a live account because nobody cares. It's not a thing. You can trade an ES long and an NQ short all day long if you want. It's I don't think brokers have an issue with it, but you'd have to check with your broker in case there was some rule that I didn't know about. So right there, Mark, did that help? Okay, perfect. So I did want to look at that RJ star because I believe that thing has been doing well too. It's just you can't trade it live. Like we wait all day. Hmm. Wow, I don't have any trades in here for the RJ star for some reason. I'm going to have to look at that. I don't think it's trading. See, it doesn't trade so much that I don't even notice when it stops here. Something must have happened to it. And check one other place. Yeah, there is trades. 327. I don't have this. This isn't in my database. That's why. Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, that's the way it is sometimes. NQ just passed the lower level. That's the lower level of the day right there. Got the ES starting to curl down again. There's a battle here though. Duke, welcome back. I think that's you. That's a great question. That's an intense question. I don't even know how to answer it. Um, THBOL. Help me, Duke. I want to answer your question. What is, maybe it's just me being dumb. THBOL. I probably maybe should know, but I don't. I do have a, well, I never actually finished it. I asked Sergio to make me a signal E, and that was a VWAP mean reversion strategy. So I do have it, and it's just I never could perfect it, and didn't really give it the time. I worked with it for a few days, and kind of lost interest as I was messing with it. But what it does, and if you could make it work, I'd give it to you. Let me show you. We'll open up that RJ Star one more time just to look at the settings. So in the strategy settings, and you don't have it actually yet, it's in, this is the R&D machine, so it has the full code package in here. Oh, he actually deleted it off mine now. Yeah, no, Duke, we did try it. I did try it. I had a Signal E in here, which was, and he just had it set, you know, I'll say rugged at first. I said, just give me something to say how many ticks away from the VWAP I am, and then enter a trade. And so, like, if we were 200 ticks away from the VWAP, it would do an entry. And if it came back to the VWAP, we made money. If it went away and, you know, I had my stop put out, let's say 50 ticks, if it hit that 50 ticks, it would then take another entry because it was still now too far away, you know, farther away than it wanted to be. So I didn't really have a good way. Current option. Oh, in here. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me go look a little bit closer. I haven't noticed what ones are like next to each other that you're, oh, volume, threshold. Ah. Um, okay, yeah. So what this is this tells you how many contracts you need to be trading a minute to take a trade. So it's a filter, and you probably know this, so sorry. But right here, it's this number. This is the volume, the number of contracts being traded per minute. I didn't really see that exact last number, but I believe it was around 1,000. So this right here would be a minimum threshold of 1,000 contracts being traded per minute for this strategy to take a trade. If it's anything less, it wouldn't take a trade. So that's that setting. Um, You know, Austin called the other day too and asked a similar question, Duke. So it must be something really super valuable. And it's really he asked if we had any strategies that would take a trade near the pivot and then like a mean reversion away from the pivot. Because he said, "Man, I watch it all day long, and it hits these things and bounces off. Like, why don't you have a strategy that takes an entry here and then, puts the target back up in here somewhere, and your stop would be down here, and it would really be for this one because this one was the first one to draw the pivot, so we wouldn't have even known one was there yet. But on this one, when it came down and hit this pivot, it would have been a great Austin trade." Is what he said. He'd said, I want to take this trade here. I want to go a mean reversion from it. But we don't have anything right now. But I will tell you what is coming. And what is coming is what I call a sandbox. And it's going to be where you can work with Claude and get it to, I always say talk to it, type to it, whatever you do to it. Talk to it and type to it. But if you somehow, and I still don't know, but I think I can. I think I can actually take, a screenshot, take it to PowerPoint, do a circle on it and say, hey, I want to trade right here, Claude. And I'm guessing that it will be able to do that in the future. And that's where we're heading. But right now, no. We do have a pivot break, and I mentioned that to Austin too. We have this one. We have an entry for this one over here where it did break the pivot. That's in the Revo Auto Trader. It's called Pivot Break. But it has to break through that pivot, and then it would take the entry here. Dude, good to see you. I'm glad you're doing okay. Hope you're trading like a maniac, making money, having fun out there. We'll get Rory Powers back in the seat tomorrow. He's got some catching up to do today, but he said he was excited to come see everybody tomorrow and do a little trading. So appreciate everybody joining me today. I'm gonna go work on this little robot here in the background, see if it can't pull off another magic trick for us and get us some more valuable information to look at and really tie it in with a prop account so it can use a little bit more brains there behind the scenes to try to help us navigate this prop churning journey here. So everybody have a great day. Good luck trading. Bye, guys.